New semi-trucks look powerful. Bigger screens, better design, smarter systems. But fleets now spend over $2.27 per mile to run them. Costs are rising, not falling. So how can something more advanced perform worse? And why are the most modern trucks becoming the hardest to own? Let's see in detail. New trucks look perfect. So what's wrong? Step inside a new semi-truck, and it feels unstoppable. Wide digital screens, smooth dashboards, quiet cabins. Everything looks sharper, cleaner, more powerful. Even the shape has changed. Modern trucks are built for airflow, cutting drag to save fuel. Some models now deliver up to 10% better fuel efficiency. On paper, this is progress. But then reality hits. The cost to run a truck has climbed to over $2.27 per mile. Maintenance alone sits around $0.22 per mile. And fleets still report rising repair pressure, not less. So how can something more advanced become more expensive to keep moving? And if these trucks are built better, why do problems show up where it matters most, on the road? Because what you're seeing is only the surface. Design, comfort, efficiency. These are just one side of the story. The real question isn't how a truck looks, it's how it performs when the miles start adding up. And once you understand what performance really means, everything about these trucks starts to change. Most people think truck performance means power, more horsepower, faster pull, better mileage. But in real trucking, that's not what decides success. A semi-truck doesn't earn when it looks strong. It earns when it stays moving. Real performance is measured differently. How many miles it runs before a breakdown, how much it costs per mile, how often it needs repairs, because every stop costs money. On average, trucks now run about 37,000 miles between breakdowns, but that number can drop much lower depending on usage. And even small failures can shut down a load, delay delivery, and cut into profits. So ask yourself, is a truck truly powerful if it can't stay on the road? And is better fuel efficiency enough if downtime keeps increasing? That's where the definition of performance changes. It's no longer just about strength, it's about reliability under pressure. And here's the turning point. The more systems trucks use to improve performance, the more things there are that can fail. Which leads to the next problem. More truck tech, more problems. Modern semi-trucks don't just run on diesel anymore. They run on data. Sensors track everything. Computers control shifting. Systems monitor emissions in real time. Sounds powerful. And in many ways, it is. Automated transmissions now dominate the industry, improving fuel efficiency and reducing driver error. Connected systems can instantly send fault codes and recommend repairs. But here's the trade-off. More technology means more points of failure, and fleets are already seeing it. In 2024, after-treatment systems ranked as the #1 maintenance issue across fleets. Not engines, not drivetrains. The systems designed to make trucks cleaner and smarter are also the ones causing the most concern. So ask yourself, what happens when one sensor fails in a system that controls everything? And how reliable is a truck when performance depends on dozens of interconnected parts? Because modern trucks don't fail the old way. They don't just wear out, they glitch, they trigger warnings, they shut systems down. And when that happens, it's not just a small issue anymore. It's where everything starts to break. Which brings us to the next reality, where semi-trucks start falling apart. It doesn't happen in the showroom, it happens on the road. A warning light flashes, power drops. The truck slows down, sometimes to a crawl. Modern trucks don't just brake, they protect themselves. Emission systems trigger derates, reducing engine power when something isn't right. Miss a regeneration cycle, and the system can force the truck into limited speed mode. Now you're not driving, you're stuck. And every minute costs money. Repair and maintenance already average around $0.202 per mile. And total operating cost? Over $2.27 per mile. So when a truck goes down, it's not just a delay, it's lost revenue, lost loads, missed deadlines, expensive diagnostics. So ask yourself, is a truck reliable if it shuts itself down to protect a system? And how much control do you really have when the truck decides how it runs? Because this isn't just about parts wearing out. It's about how modern trucks are designed to operate. And once you understand that, you realize something bigger. These trucks weren't built the same way anymore. Which leads to the next question. Who were they really built for? A new semi-truck looks like it was built for the driver. Comfort, space, technology. But look closer. It's built for a system. Modern trucks are designed around fleets, not individuals. They prioritize efficiency, data tracking, and compliance. Today, trucks can send fault codes instantly, recommend service locations, track performance in real time, receive software updates remotely. For large fleets, this is powerful. They manage hundreds of trucks. They need control, predictability, data. But for an independent driver, it changes everything. Because now, fixing a truck isn't always simple. Many systems require specialized diagnostics. Access to software and repair data can be limited. And this isn't a small shift. It's why the industry had to create right-to-repair agreements to address concerns over access to repair information. So ask yourself, who benefits more from a truck that's always connected? And how much control does the driver really have left? Because the more advanced these trucks become, the more they rely on systems beyond the driver. And that leads to the final question. Do new trucks actually perform worse? So here's the question everyone is asking. New semi-trucks look better. They're smarter, safer, more efficient. So why do they feel worse to own? Let's break it clearly. Fuel efficiency is improved. Modern aerodynamic designs can cut fuel use by around 9 to 10%. Safety is stronger than ever. Electronic stability systems can reduce rollover crashes by over 50%. And technology? Automated transmissions now dominate, improving consistency and reducing driver error. On paper, that's progress. But then comes the other side. Operating costs have climbed to over $2.27 per mile. Maintenance remains a constant pressure. And breakdown intervals still vary widely. Some trucks needing attention far sooner, depending on conditions. So ask yourself, is a truck better if it saves fuel but increases downtime risk? And what matters more, advanced systems or consistent uptime? Because that's the real shift. New trucks don't necessarily perform worse. They perform differently. Better for efficiency, better for safety, better for fleets managing large operations. But not always better for simplicity. Not always better for long-term ownership. And that's the conclusion. The best truck isn't the one that looks the most advanced. It's the one that keeps earning. Every single day. New semi-trucks didn't get worse. They changed the game. Smarter, cleaner, safer, but also more complex, more expensive, more dependent. So here's the truth. The strongest truck isn't the one with the most tech. It's the one that doesn't stop. Because every mile it runs, you earn. Every minute it stops, you lose. So ask yourself, do you want a truck that looks like the future, or a truck that works every single day? Because performance isn't what shines in the showroom, it's what survives on the road. If you like the video, hit subscribe button.